Black students graduating, they face adversity because of Trump and his crackdown on DEI. Put it up. Full mass. Hell of a story. So this is cause and effect. Bad policy creating bad outcome. Because of the Trump administration and their ongoing effort to be offended at anything that celebrates Blackness, some colleges have decided to pull back from supporting Affinity Graduation. Now, what is this? How does it work? So for years, Affinity Graduations have been a tradition on campuses across the nation. These are optional. Often they are student organized ceremonies by official student governed and approved organizations. It allows graduates who share culture, who share racial culture, or sexual orientation to celebrate their accomplishments and also their experiences during the educational journey. These celebrations are akin to you going to the Tuesday club that you're a member of, okay? The institution doesn't coordinate these affinity graduations. Students do. They take leadership, they do this, and it is a tradition that has been done a very long time. They do it at Black colleges. You will have at an HBCU individuals who are from the Bahamas, okay? And they would like to celebrate themselves, or from an overseas country like Nigeria. It's common. According to CNN, Harvard was one of multiple universities that announced they would no longer provide financial support for these events, and that it can no longer happen on school campuses. This caught multiple student groups by surprise, as the planning and scheduling had already happened months in advance. Put the pictures back up again. Now, I'm perplexed, I'm confused why Harvard would die on this hill. The reason why they give the affinity graduations money is because all student organizations that are approved by the institution receive a budget every year. That's why it's difficult to get them. Once you have one, a chapter of anything, you get money from the school and you get accommodations. So it's not as if they are just saying, we're giving a contribution. No, that's part of the bylaws. That's how things work. They have decided to get rid of this while Trump is fighting tooth and nail to completely destroy them. Now, Harvard, you want to lose all of your ethnic and celebratory fighters by getting rid of affinity graduations. Listen, you could have just rented a building if you were concerned about the property of Harvard being involved. You could have sanctioned a nonprofit that works in educational solutions to be the vendor to coordinate affinity graduations moving forward. Education means nothing without the context of culture. All right, so Miss Elise Martin Smith, a Black senior at Harvard, told CNN she was disappointed but not surprised. Quote, "This isn't the first time the university has catered to PR concerns rather than student concerns." Ms. Martin Smith was a key organizer behind Harvard's Black student graduation ceremony and had to spend her last few weeks scrambling to find a new venue while also having to study for her finals. You see, she made it happen. While Harvard has publicly pushed back against the Trump administration's ongoing efforts to basically eradicate higher education, The school is currently facing an investigation under the, quote, False Claims Act to ensure it's complying with the Supreme Court's ruling, killing affirmative action in college admissions. Whether or not this move to withdraw support from Affinity Graduations as a result of that investigation is unclear. It shouldn't be, unless somehow Affinity Graduations are now part of the admissions committee. There is no correlation here. Harvard was not alone in canceling their support for these graduations. Kentucky University, Ohio University as well. They decided at the last minute to pull the ceremony, citing the Department of Education's crackdown on anything it believes is DEI as the reason. In a somewhat bizarre move, Kentucky even canceled the affinity ceremonies intended for first-generation college students. I know Black people can make up a significant percentage of first-generation graduates, but that designation currently does not fall within the category of multicultural. They got rid of it anyways. Too many Black people that are part of that group. There's more. Pullback. Pullback on these affinity graduations has been inconsistent. Some universities are still moving forward. University of Nevada, Reno, had multiple affinity graduations scheduled for May, and somehow California's Fresno State, of all places, really came through with the energy. The ceremony celebrating Black, Latino, Asian, American, Pacific Islander, LGBTQ plus students. Given their long history of anti-Black practices, the writer said, "I am more than a little shocked." Isn't that something? Put it up, full mask. Elsewhere, after Trump made major cuts to the National Science Foundation, the University of Alabama's highly anticipated legacy program, a year-long initiative focused on mentorship and tech training for Black girls, well, it's been put on hold because it lost $3.5 million from the NSF. Designed as a collaboration between 7 predominantly white and historically Black colleges, the legacy program aimed to support 600 students from Mississippi, Ohio, Michigan, Alabama through 2028. Participants would have received mentorship from tech leaders, companies like Intel, along with hands-on instruction, coding, and computing. Well, put the picture back up. They need $3.5 million to do something that would transform not only their future trajectory, but also every single student leader that comes after them. There's somebody who has $3.5 million. The government taking this money away from our babies. And damn it, if I had it, I promise you I would give it. But if there's somebody that can donate this to the institution so that all these colleges can work together, that would be a beautiful thing. We would highlight you heavily here on Indisputable, all right? Legacy was an expansion of a successful Alabama pilot. This was launched in 2019. Early results showed strong outcomes. This is what we aim for. 72% of the 71 Black girls who took part scored a 3 or higher on their AP exams, outperforming the national average across every single demographic, including white and Asian males, said Muhammad Quasi, legacy faculty leader at Tuskegee University. The program was also seen as a critical step in addressing the severe underrepresentation of Black women in tech. According to the United Negro College Fund, Black women make up just 3% of the U.S. tech force, and even fewer hold leadership roles in Silicon Valley. And I hope you understand, everyone, that's the idea. That's the point of this. It is to eliminate the opportunity. Meanwhile, members of MAGA They've been displaying their hate towards Black women who refuse to stand for the singing of the national anthem during college graduation. There were plenty of, quote, love it or leave it sentiments like this one from an ex-user identifying herself as MelindaJo. Quote, well, if she doesn't like it, then just move out of our country, she wrote. Easy peasy. Another man suggested deportation, Trump style. Quote, one-way ticket to Gaza, Somalia, Sudan, or Syria, he wrote. She can pick which one she wants, end quote. Quote, do not hire this person if you see this. One man wrote, quote, she will be the laziest worker because she will be the most entitled one. She will be the first to sue you and call you racist when she doesn't get her way, end quote. And of course, there were the just racist responses, 2 minute account. Quote, she thinks stocking those AIDS braids are going to make her look less filthy, said one. Dear sister, put it back up. You are a beautiful soul. You are a true leader, remarkable human being. And I get the impression you don't give a damn about these racist bigots who are obviously trapped in their own hell. Continue to lead. We're proud of you. Anything we can do at Indisputable, let us know. Jackson, I don't get it, dear brother. There are so many different ways institutions could have handled this and still been compliant to the judicial order. What say you?
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, an institution, whatever these colleges and universities are who have been around for decades or 100+ years, the Trump administration's over in 3 years. So, won't it look better on your resume to say, no, we stood for our values and our principles, even in the face of this? I mean, if you look at like outlets like the Washington Post, for example, who's capitulated endlessly to Donald Trump so that Jeff Bezos could get closer to his administration. One, as if that's necessary, as if he's not already in there fully as one of the wealthiest men in the world. But also look at all the subscribers that have fled from places like the Washington Post or MSNBC. How many people have stopped watching them? Pretty much every attempt that we've seen at capitulation from these organizations and these large entities hasn't been met with positivity from their audience and from their supporters. And we've already seen that. So there was no reason for them to meet it this way. But above anything else, to me, I mean, this is perhaps the most obvious and glaring evidence and proof of the bigotry of the Trump administration and everything that he's brought with him. I mean, just the attention to detail that these people pay, like anything that doesn't highlight white America, basically, we got to get rid of that. Anything that assists, elevates, or enables people of color or women or anybody in the LGBTQ community, we got to silence that because white people's feelings might get hurt. And we don't want anybody thinking that it's actually unethical out here in any kind of way. And it's so obvious in all of our faces and everything that they do. So there's really no argument as to if they're racist or not.
Yeah, it's sad. The colleges that have the money to fight, they should fight. The Constitution is still the Constitution. These are protected groups, and they are afforded protection on your campus. We'll bring you updates as they come.